Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special discussion at a time election fever is spreading across Sri Lanka. The presidential election race has heated up and become much more interesting thanks to the latest entrant to the race, former Army Commander Mahesh Senanayake. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me also.
Starting off, let me ask you, you retired in August. You could have spent your retirement peacefully. What made you come forward into the political arena, not just into politics, but to come forward as a presidential candidate?
In fact, after my retirement on the 18th of August this last month, very frankly, I never had an idea of getting involved in politics as such in a direct way, what's happening today. But after the retirement, I was thinking for myself, what I have done and am I really satisfied to the country? I could say I was satisfied. But later on, with discussions with my civilian friends who are educated, who are professionals, who are doctors, engineers, who love this country, I realized there are some more things that I have to be doing with them. Then I found this organization which I am representing today is an alternative to find a solution for changing of the system which has failed for the last 71 years. That was the very reason that I decided. Then I asked myself about my children. After commanding an army for 2 years and 2 months and serving the army for 38 years and being a part of the war for 30 years, can I tell my children this country is not safe? Can I tell my children this country is not progressing? Please go away. I cannot say that. If I feel like that, how about the general public? That is the very reason I decided to get involved in an organization which can make the change in this country. So I am a part of the change.
Well, those who came into power in 2015 also campaigned on a similar platform about bringing about change. You too speak about change in the political culture in Sri Lanka. How different is your promise from that given by those who came into power previously?
The main difference is the organization that I am representing is a collection of many groups who are civilian fronts, civilian forces. We are not a political party. All the others, since they had political parties of their own, they had to work on their agendas and their interests and their obligations to the party and the members of the party or the rulers of the party. But in this case, I am appearing and coming out as an independent or a candidate who does not represent the party. So I firmly believe the president of this country, to resolve all these issues and bring the change, he should be an independent. He should not belong to any political party. That is the main difference. After our victory, still I will not be a part of a party, political party. Of course, I will be leading the same organizations to march forward from there. That is the major difference. I think people will understand the words that they used during 2015 are not valid today. So we are coming out with different values which is really required.
Speaking further on political parties and their agendas, if we look at the north and the east, there are certain political parties that claim to represent the people, the communities in those areas. As a person who has served in those regions, what are your thoughts about what do these people actually want and what is your promise to them?
My explanation on that is the poor, our own brothers and sisters who live in the north and east especially, they are not asking for sun and the moon. They are asking for a star in the sky and we can make it a brightest star in the sky. So I have served many years with them and I have seen their aspirations. I have felt their aspirations. They are asking for to address the basic issues that they are going through. As I said, it is not the sun and the moon. So definitely, as the president of this country in future, I have a feeling towards those people who have suffered for last 30 years and still suffering because their grievances were not addressed in the right way by the existing parties. So since we do not have a party, so we don't have any racial issues in this organization. Whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Tamil, whether you are a Sinhalese, whether you are a Burgher, you are a member of this party because it's a people's movement. When I say people, each and every Sri Lankan is a part of this. So we live in coexistence. Our practices are for reconciliation. Our practices are for coexistence, which have been practiced for many thousand years in this country. We want to go back to that prior to 1948, at least at the beginning. Then we march forward from there.
Going back to what you had mentioned when you were launching your campaign for the presidency, you mentioned that it is important to have one common law for everyone in this country. I think that is something that was debated, spoken about a lot during the past, especially during the tragic incidents this year. Would you like to elaborate on that?
That is the necessity to bring each and every community and each and every segment of the society into one legal framework. There had been lapses and more negatives on those what we are practicing today. That is the very reason that we have gone and kept on fighting for many years, and this year's incidences are answers to that. So we are looking at bringing into one law and one country, but definitely respecting the beliefs, traditions and values of each and every community who lives in this society. All are Sri Lankans. Let country be one. Let country will have one legal frame. Work respecting each other in their values, in their day-to-day life.
Another point that you mentioned is that when you were launching your campaign, you said you looked to your left, your right, forward and behind, and you didn't see any thieves, any murderers, and you said that there were no politicians around you. But going forward, as you gather momentum in your campaign, there might be political parties, politicians who might come forward to support you. Will you accept their support?
It is like that. It's a very true fact that I mentioned on my speech, inaugural speech. Question is, how do you define the politician? Today I am talking to you as a politician. Am I corrupt? No. Am I a thief? No. Same as my team. So people like me, if you find in other groups of or the organization, they will have a chance to join with us. That doesn't mean that everybody is a thief. Majority are. So there may be a possibility to accept very few of them who understand the values of this organization and where we are marching forward. We might give them a chance in time to come, but not immediately.
Finally, if I ask you this question, let's say that the people place their trust in you, they elect you as the president. Moving forward, one might say, does General Mahesh Senanayake have the experience as a politician to run this country? He is a military man. What would be your answer for that?
People who say that they have political experience for the last 70 years, 40 years, 20 years, we have realized that their systems and they have failed. So you cannot just say somebody get elected 40 years before to the parliament and goes and sleeps there for 40 years and not being effective, is not a politician. That is one. So the team that we have, when you look at from that glasses as politicians, answer is no. But we are looking at an effective leader, effective contributor who loves this country, and that is politics. So what I am doing is that. But in my military career, it says always, up to major, you command men. Lieutenant colonel and above, you manage men and resources. So I have quite a chunk of experience and exposure in administrating. But the responsibility of the leaders, you lead and ensure administration of this is done properly. Have they got? Answer is no, but we have. I have, and I can exhibit. So when my team is clean, it is 100% guaranteed that they will be behind me and backing me with their experiences and knowledge.
Well, on that note, we conclude this discussion. Thank you very much for being with us, General Mahesh Senanayake, the presidential candidate of the National People's Movement. We wish you all the very best in your campaigning. Let's meet up very soon.
Thank you very much.